back for another track guide. We're at Kansas this time. Back to a 1.5 miler. Haven't seen one of these in a while. And well, it's Kansas. Same stuff, so let's just get into it. Keys to the race card, you already know. Tires is going to be on there, but it might not wear as much as you think. 2 is going to be lines. Running up against the wall is usually the quickest way, but running on the bottom can be done. Middle, sometimes, it all depends. So at least you got options, kinda. But it will migrate, so... yeah, and number 3, you're in the throttle quite a bit. So not a lot of room for errors, but everyone be more tightly packed. Anyways, that's it. I have nothing else to say about this place. It's just your typical smooth 1.5 miler. So let's just get to pit road, then we'll talk about it. Alright, making our way to pit road. Drive into 3 as normal. This time on the bottom, and once the billboards are centered, I'm going to get hard on the brakes. I'm at the end of the billboards, by the way. All the way down to second gear, 45 miles per hour. I locked them up big. You can see the cones. Speed this up because it's tedious. There's your exit cone. You can just keep it under the white line. You don't really have to worry about the yellow. And your blue exit cone is going to be right at the end of this. Yeah, right there. And there we go, onto the lap. Alright, we're lined up on the second lap. Because the first one, just getting the car up to speed and up to temp. And the second one's going to be your flyer, so... to fix that up, only change I made was my steering ratio, just to the 287. And the brake bias to... probably 47 is what I would recommend. I was at 48, and you can see I locked up coming to pit road. So that's it, nothing else. Default weather, you know, fix it up, fix weather as usual. I kind of forgot about that. So we'll see how the lap was done. It's 1.5 miles, so there's not much to it, so... there we have it for a 31.1. Not the fastest, but it'll do. So let me back that up. Alright, so we're going to make our way into 1. Let me slow-mo it. Because I'm looking at this black logo here on the side where it says Kansas. You know this? Right, you see where it says Kansas? That's where I'm turning in. And I'm gonna lift once I get past this thing, and that's what I'm aiming for. That little dot there, I'm aiming slightly below it. You'll see a little seam like right there. So that's what we're aiming for. That's what I'm lifting. So I'm gonna slow-mo it. I'm lifting there. You can see I got completely out of the throttle, which you kind of don't want to do because the car pushes. I drove down to that seam, and I'm gonna get back on the throttle. We're gonna drift up a little bit, get even closer to the outside wall. And once I get to the peak, I would say, or the start of KansasSpeedway.com. Where that begins, I'm turning back down, aiming for the next, you know, white thingy in this seam. Basically a mini diamond. So I'm driving it back down. I should be full throttle at this point. You want to stay in it. Any lifting will cost you speed. Down the street, you can see when I went back down, I let it drift all the way back out to the outside wall. And then we're going to make our way into 3. Same approach, we're chunking it in there. Turn in at the start of the safer barrier. Dive down to that same seam. Pretty much do exactly everything you did. You know, turn 1. Let it drift up. Once you get to KansasSpeedway.com again, start turning back down. Keep it close to that seam as possible. You can actually go under it to help it turn a little bit. And once you're in the throttle, use all the track again, and all the way down to the apron, to the grass, to complete your lap. Alright, there's not much to these 1.5 milers, so that's it for this track guide. Probably why nobody likes these kind of tracks, because there's not much to it. Anyways, we'll be back at the next one, which I believe Charlotte, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyways, Sim Racing Chewy sign.